my name is Sherly Prastia. I'm from Accounting Managerial 6B in Philipina. In this video, I will discuss about the benefit in supporting AEC. AEC is abbreviation of the ASEAN Economic Community. AEC was from an integrated economic region of the Southeast region which began at the end of 2015. AEC allows seller service or goods between ASEAN countries, especially for those who just have started their careers. So the AEC is a market from where the economic system and employment between ASEAN countries are increasingly facilitated. That means our opportunity to work abroad will also be widely open. After we know that AEC, the countries are included in ASEAN is Indonesia, Singapore, Malaysia, Philippines, Thailand, Brunei Darussalam, Myanmar, Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia. If you support AEC, you want to be a doctor in Singapore, designer in Malaysia, a businessman in Thailand, or something more open. Other benefit for Indonesia, if we have strong competitiveness, careful preparation, domestic product will be the host in their own country. Let's support AEC in Indonesia. By supporting AEC, we can enjoy a positive impact on the common interest and prosperity of the people of Indonesia. So, let's prepare ourselves with high enthusiasm and commitment, improve our abilities in accordance with our respective fields, improve attitudes and discipline, increase friends or relationship, improve language skill, and create something creative and innovative so as to compete with other ASEAN economic community. Okay, next I will show a video about the benefit of supporting AEC.
Encompassing 10 member states, ASEAN is one of the most diverse, fast-moving and competitive regions in the world. These 7 insights show why. If ASEAN were a single country, it would be the 7th largest in the world. And it's on track to be the 4th largest economy by 2050. With a population greater than Europe, it has the 3rd largest labour force in the world. 67 million households are currently part of the consuming class. This could double to 125 million by 2025. And ASEAN member states are collectively home to the world's 2nd largest community of Facebook users. Intra-regional trade, as a share of the economy, is less than half that of NAFTA and the EU. This could deepen significantly with the ASEAN Economic Community. The AEC aims to boost regional trade and production, delivering freer movement of goods, services, skilled labour and capital. ASEAN includes 227 of the world's companies with more than $1 billion in revenues, or 3% of the world's total. Government debt is under 50% of GDP, far lower than the 90% share in the United Kingdom or 105% in the United States. ASEAN is the 4th largest exporting region in the world, trailing only the EU, the USA and China. ASEAN is a diverse group. The difference in average incomes over the member states is 7 times that of the EU. By sharing a common focus on jobs and prosperity, and by creating a seamless regional market and production base, ASEAN could prove to be the case in which the whole actually does exceed the sum of its parts.
Hey, do you know ASEAN? Oh, great! So do you know anything relating to it? Well, probably that's the only thing you know, SEA Games. So today, I would like to show you another thing about ASEAN, that is AEC. And here are 7 things you should know about it. The very first thing in this establishment, it was founded in 2015. The AEC is defined by 4 pillars: creating a single market and production base, increasing competitiveness, promoting equitable economic development, and integrating ASEAN into the global economy. Second, to create a single market, AEC will allow a free flow of goods, services, investment, skilled labor, and a free flow of capital. With no tariffs, customers will have better choice while spending less. In education, students can take advantage of the extension of network of schools and universities among countries. They can receive the latest and most high-qualified education system. Regarding training courses, people can transfer to another countries with decreased transportation fee, enjoy benefits especially for engineers, accountants, nursery, dentists, and so on. 10 countries in ASEAN will come together to define themselves as one, reaching the goal of a socio-cultural community. 600 million people can study and work together. This creates a multicultural working environment. Vietnamese businesses, especially small and medium-sized enterprises, will face a big market having no economic barriers. Goods, services, and capital will be flowed freely. Every ASEAN company will have the same opportunities, and Vietnamese business will face greater competition. Research Center warned that AEC could worsen the uneven and inequitable economic growth in Asia because it continues old logic of the neoliberal model of development. So, what should you do as a Vietnamese youth? You may consider picking up a new language, or you can start learning new skills, especially soft and technical skills. Remember this, learning will help you reap all those golden opportunities when Vietnam joins AEC.
Azatuk presents Economic Growth That Benefits All Workers. Kim is a contract worker in an ASEAN country. Recently, she heard about the ASEAN Economic Community, or AEC, a plan by the ASEAN governments to make the Southeast Asia region a single market and production base by 2015 by encouraging free flow of goods, services, investment, capital, and skilled labor across the countries. She is excited. After all, the AEC will promote economic growth across countries, which will give her better job opportunities and a higher pay, right? She is looking forward to earning more money after 2015 to sustain her family and shares the good news with her friend Siti. Siti says Kim is wrong. Economic growth doesn't automatically mean that everybody will benefit equally. Most likely, AEC will help only a small group of people to earn more, widening the income gap between the rich and poor. Big domestic and multinational companies will benefit the most because they have the ability, knowledge, and capital to compete in the integrated economy. Small and medium enterprises, which currently provide more than 90% of employment, are at risk of shutting down. Short-term jobs, outsourcing and subcontracting practices in ASEAN will most likely rise. At the same time, low-skilled workers
Thank you for watching my video. Bye!
will probably suffer the most. Kim is shocked, but Siti says there is more. To be competitive, governments tend to accept a race to the bottom by lowering taxes for companies, reducing social security, and lowering social and labour standards, causing workers to be in an even worse situation than before. Kim's chances of long-term job security and better wages are rapidly diminishing, and she wonders if there is any way to prevent that. Siti says in order to reduce the negative impacts of AEC, the ASEAN governments need to promote the creation of decent jobs, which give living wages, expand social security programs, invest in workers' education and skills development, and respect and enforce fundamental principles and rights at work, for both local and migrant workers in all ASEAN countries. However, instead of waiting for all this to happen, workers should make their hopes for a better life heard now. That's where trade unions step in. They can help Kim to negotiate directly with governments and employers to advocate for better working conditions. Once Kim and her colleagues take the initiative to call for job security and living wages, unions and union networks like the ASEAN Services Employees Trade Union Council, or ASETUC, can speak with a louder voice to represent her and others like her to participate in the decision-making process to achieve better terms and conditions at work. By convincing policymakers and employers to respond to workers' needs, economic growth in ASEAN can translate to benefits for all, leading to a truly people-oriented ASEAN community. ASETUC cares, working together for a truly people-oriented and socially just ASEAN community.
Okay, thank you for watching my video. Bye!